Welcome to Concept. I was just reading something very interesting here that I'm going to offer you at the end of this program, so get your pencil ready. Listen to this. This is some stress buffers. Here is number 9. Draw a 50-mile radius circle around your house and visit one-day trips to places you have never seen. That's not a bad idea. In fact, there's 11 other good ideas that we're going to talk about at the end of this program and offer to you online, absolutely free. Some of them will be care for your feet. During our lives, we walk the average of 4 times around the world. Good night, I never knew that. 4 times around the world during our lifetime on our feet. So welcome and thank you for listening. The title of the program today is Ritual and Retreat. Careful. We're going to probably step on your toes a little bit. At the same time, we're probably going to lift you up a little bit. And I think you're going to enjoy very much what we have. We're also talking about how to avoid delight deficiency disorder. Delight deficiency disorder. This is a phrase that I borrowed from a good friend of mine, Dr. Paul Purcell from Hawaii. Paul is a psychologist and a therapist, and he talks about the delight deficiency disorder. It's kind of a psychological gimmick in a sense, but what he really means is there's an awful lot of delight deficiency in our lives. When our lives are covered with anger and discouragement and hostility and criticism, there's not much delight in that. And we end up having a delight disorder deficiency day after day after day, sometimes month after month and year after year in some cases, where we simply don't have much delight going on in our life. And today's program is designed to help you get a little more delight in your life with some of the things that I have done and am doing for myself and my family, and for some of the things that my friends have suggested to me. And we're going to share all of that with you today under the title, Ritual and Retreat. How do we avoid delight deficiency disorder? Okay, let's go to work. We need to find a balance between pressure and pleasure. Pressure and pleasure. If we don't find that balance, it might be said of us, hey, got everything done, died anyway. So today we're looking at a balance between pressure, which all of us know about and live with, and pleasure, which not as many of us learn about and live with. And we're going to see if we can change these ratios today in your life and in mine so that we're better off. So let's get going with rituals. Why do we need rituals? Some rituals can be good, and of course some rituals probably aren't so hot and aren't so helpful. But the ones that we're going to talk about today are rituals that we think can be helpful to us. Why do we need rituals? We need rituals because they shape and enhance and refine our closest relationships. If you stop and look at it for a while, you'll discover that your closest relationships with your intimate family and with your closest friends all involve things that you do in a rather regular way. Rituals shape and enhance the relationship and refine our closest relationships and help us celebrate that. So we may not think of rituals in that way, but we're going to talk about rituals today and retreats today in ways that will help us gain more pleasure in our life, more refinement in our life, and make the pressures of life less pressurized as we deal with this wonderful idea. Let's go on. Rituals signify important transitions in life. What do I mean by that? Rituals signify important transitions in our life. Marriage, baptism, divorce, funerals, giving gifts, special food, anniversaries, all kinds of important transitions in our life are signified, and we help celebrate them with rituals. Now, sometimes the rituals are rather meaningless. I understand that. And we're going to talk about that today and look at some of the rituals. Oh boy, do we have to do this at Thanksgiving again? Do we have to go through the same Christmas we did last year again? No, you don't. So we're going to look at the fact that we need rituals, but we also need to be the police person of our rituals so that we are doing the things ritually and retreat-wise that really do relieve our pressure and bring us more pleasure. Number 3, they promise healing and promote healing that is needed during the grief and reconciliation. What do we mean by that? Rituals promote healing that is needed during times of grief, transitions, and reconciliation. Rituals help us deal with grief. Rituals help us deal with anxiety. Rituals help us celebrate our happiness. Rituals help us celebrate transitions in life. All of these things and these services that rituals perform. They help us identify and articulate what we believe and what is meaningful to our lives. So baptism, of course, is a ritual. It celebrates the belief in our birthdays, our rituals. When we're 3, we like to tell our friends that we're 3.5. When we get to be 80 and above, we don't add a half a year. We subtract a half a year, if anything, because that's not something we really want to brag about. And last of all, rituals help us celebrate with food, music, clothing, and gifts. Wow, celebrate with food, music, clothing, and gifts. Those are some wonderful ways to celebrate everything and anything, aren't they? They help us celebrate with food, good food. I love to have Christmas food. I love to have Thanksgiving food. I mean, what would Thanksgiving be like without candied sweet potatoes? What would Thanksgiving be like without roast? In many families, without turkey. What would Christmas be like without a special meal? At our house, we have special food much of the time for these major holidays. And food helps us celebrate, and it's a ritualistic thing we look forward to. I look forward to Thanksgiving. We don't have candied sweet potatoes in my... I don't think we have those at our house maybe once a year. But by jiggers, come Thanksgiving, I know we're going to have candied sweet potatoes. I look forward to those. I look forward to the lumpy mashed potatoes with garlic. Yeah, sweet potatoes and white potatoes all in one. Yeah, this is a ritual. This is a food ritual. Music, good music, clothing. We dress a special way. My son-in-law and daughter live in Germany, and they bought a bunch of lederhosen. They look so funny to me, but they don't look funny to the Germans because the Germans wear that too. And so clothing celebrates, and gifts. The gifts are a way of ritualistically saying we love you, ritualistic saying thank you, ritualistically saying this is meaningful to us. Let's take a look now at planning a ritual event. Remember, we're dealing with pressure now. Make it a time of remembering. A ritual event should remember something pleasant, something really pleasant, and design a relaxed atmosphere around it. You know, a lot of times when we think of the rituals that we engage in, Christmas, Thanksgiving, anniversaries, we think about what the menu is going to be, what the food is going to be, and then we somehow lose track of the fact that it would be nice to plan a relaxed atmosphere around this so that mom or grandma or the females in the family are not doing a lot of heavy-duty cooking all weekend or all day before and all day after, and everybody can have a relaxed atmosphere to enjoy each other's company. Plan who, where, when, and what specifics. These are the specifics that you want to involve. Who is going to be involved? Where are we going to do this? When are we going to do it? And what is it we're going to do in specific terms so that we know precisely what we're celebrating? Look at this. Will words be used? You can have silent rituals, silent prayer, silent thanksgiving, all kinds of silent activities, breathing exercises, silent prayers, all kinds of ways of doing things ritualistically without words. Who will speak or who will write about these rituals? You're going to say anything about them? Who's going to say it? Going to write anything about it? Who's going to write it? Will there be any special symbols that we involve here? Anything that symbolizes what's going on? Will that be something that we do? So these are some of the interesting things that we can do with rituals and bringing delight into our lives, driving out that delight deficiency and inviting delight into our lives. We need to create and examine our rituals. For instance, what should we continue to add for meaningful rituals? Birthdays, anniversaries, and holidays. Is there something that we should add? Some kind of reading, some kind of silence, some kind of trip, something that helps us get more in touch with the intensity of that ritual for our relaxation and for the enrichment of our family life and our individual life. Birthdays, anniversaries, and holidays. What shall we add to those? I know a number of families that I talk to that take a look at birthdays and anniversaries and holidays, and instead of spending money on themselves, they take a significant amount of money and they say, we're going to celebrate our birthday or we're going to celebrate our anniversary, Dr. Loveless. We're going to celebrate in this way. We're going to set this money aside that we've been spending on ourselves and our family, and we're going to help someone in need. We're going to help a project that we believe in. We're going to really make a difference by creating and examining the meaningfulness of our own rituals. Take a look at some of the other things that we might be able to do here. Healing and love occasions, everyday expectations, blessings, gratitude expressions, reconciliation moments. All of these important activities can become part of our own family rituals. Blessings and gratitude expression. Now, a lot of us do this in prayer, and we praise God, and we thank our families in prayer on a regular basis for all the good things that they have brought to our life. What about reconciliation moments? It's another wonderful way to celebrate coming together with someone that we have wronged or has wronged us, with a phone call or a letter, asking apologies or extending apologies, and saying, it's okay, everything is all right between us. It's smooth. We are reconciled to that moment, and let us celebrate that reconciliation between us as a happy and joyous occasion. Now look at vacations and retreats. We've looked at rituals, and vacations and retreats are also part of taking care of the delight deficiency disorder that we have. Remember, we're dealing with how to conquer the delight deficiency disorder, how to live a lifestyle in our families and in our personal lives where we can actually find the pressure being gone and the presence of some delight and happiness every day. So let's look now at vacations and retreats and take a look at what that might mean to us. Don't take a vacation to get away. Take, rather, a vacation to get in touch. Plan a vacation for getting in touch. Instead of getting away somewhere and spending hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars in some cases, take us a little vacation with the point of getting in touch. That can be in touch with your spouse, it can be in touch with your children, with your friends, getting in touch with reality of your own life, getting in touch with a beautiful place to go and enjoy, getting in touch with God, getting in touch with your ancestors as you look back at the family tree and where they came from. Find out who they were. A lot of people are very interested in this today. Don't take vacations necessarily to get away. Take vacations, short vacations, many vacations, to get in touch. Let me make a suggestion. If you work in an office or in a busy program, like I do much of the time, just get up and walk around the hall or go up and down the steps. Stay off the elevator, go slowly, go up and down the steps. Take several getting in touch breaks during the course of a day, bringing delight back in to your life. Number 3, a positive vacation creates spiritual and wholeness effects. A positive vacation creates spiritual and wholeness effects. How can this happen? How can a positive vacation create spiritual and wholeness effects? A positive vacation, as we've already pointed out, is one that we've thought about. It's intentional. We intend for certain things to happen during this vacation. We plan where we're going. We plan how we're going to get there. We plan what we're going to do there. And remember, we're not just getting away from someplace, we're getting in touch, and the whole program changes, the goals change when you say, I'm going someplace to get in touch with myself, with my family, with my Lord, with that place, and the resources in that place for wholeness. So a positive vacation creates spiritual wholeness and wonderful opportunities for taking care of pressure. One of the things that I have found very helpful is to review my past vacations that were successful. Now, I don't have to tell you, because you know what vacations you've had that are successful. For me, the most successful vacations have been with my family at the beach. I love to body surf. The Atlantic Ocean is a warm, friendly body surf ocean. The Pacific Ocean, I have found a little chillier. It's friendly but it's not quite as warm and encompassing as the body surfing in the Atlantic. But in any case, I love the beach. I've been to the beaches in England, I've been to the beaches in Spain, I've been to the beaches in Italy, wonderful beaches in Israel. Beirut has wonderful beaches, Turkey has wonderful. I love my memorable vacations for me, where I really got in touch with me and the Lord and with my dear family. And they'll agree. If you ask my daughters the memorable vacations, they will say, from the past, they will say, it's from the beach. Let's look at some other settings that some of you might have. Mountains. I probably today am looking right down this camera lens at a group of people that love to go to the mountains, and I do too. I mean, I'm not saying don't go to the mountains. Mountains or beach. How about rural and urban? How about the country or the city? Now, you know, I'm a city slicker. I really do like the city. I'm not opposed to the country. But I love to smell bus fumes and hear the buses and the noises and the food and the programs, the entertainment, the drama, the theater of the city. I mean, that's for me a very memorable vacation or retreat. And look at the last category, rustic or remarkably convenient. Your setting for your retreat and for your vacation has to be something that means something for you. It has to be something that will actually help you as you move along. Choose something that you can enjoy. Plan carefully. Remember, don't plan just to get away, but plan to get in touch. The basic elements of vacations and retreats are listed here, and I hope you keep these in mind. Listen carefully. Number one, achieve solitude, simplicity, silence, part of the time during this retreat. Some kind of sharing, some kind of simplicity and solitude. Provide for touching bodies, touching souls, especially for couples too busy for too much touching. A family mission retreat enriches connections with the community. A family mission retreat. I have talked in the recent days with several families that have come back from mission retreats where the whole family, dad, mom, and the kids, all went someplace to be of assistance and help. And man alive, has that ever been a meaningful thing to them. Vacation should remind us of the importance of now. Vacation should remind us of the importance of now. Don't spend all your time planning for some time off in the future somewhere. That's not a bad way to go, because spots on the wall help us as we have something to look forward to. But basically, we need to take our vacations in such a way that it helps us get in touch with the reality of now. This is the kind of thing that we use when we talk about retreats and rituals. We're trying to bring delight into our lives. We're trying to get rid of the delight deficiency by bringing ritual that helps us celebrate meaningful events in our life, changing that ritual a little bit, and bringing some in-touchedness to it, so the ritual helps us get in touch with the now and how important the now is, how important the relationships we have with each other really are. This is the reason, the real reason for rituals and for retreats, which all of us need to have in our lives, and all of us need to be planning for all during our life. I'd like to send you, as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, this handout. So take a look now at the screen and write it down, www.sls-tv.com, and ask for the delight deficiency, the prescription for delight deficiency disorder. I actually have a couple here. Bad weather, stage a picnic in the living room. We used to do that with our little girls. I bet they love to have a picnic. We had a tent over the dining room table, and the dining room table was where the food was, and they were in the tent under the table. It was a wonderful, wonderful place to go. Go for water. Relax at work every hour. Walk around and down the hall in your job. Go for water, water, water. 6 to 8 glasses a day, every day. Just keep hydrating yourself. And care for your feet. Choose happiness and service. These are 12 suggestions which we would like to send to you absolutely free. Our program is dedicated to people like you, and to helping people like you get rid of delight deficiency and invite into your life pleasure and delight. This is the purpose of this program concept, and we are so pleased that you've tuned in today to be with us. We hope that this program has stimulated you and helped you to do better dealing with your rituals and with your retreats and vacations. That was the point of the whole program. I hope it stimulated you to do that. Remember, carefully remember, don't try to be perfect, but do try to do better.